What up and welcome to episode 228 of the Beneath the Dirt podcast. I'm your host, Rombone. Thank you for tuning in. We live, back in the building. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's staying safe. All that good shit. Shout out to everybody that's listening at work right now. Shout out to everybody that's getting high right now, getting drunk right now. All that good stuff, man. What's good? How's everybody doing? I'm doing all right over here. Now, this episode's going to be a little bit different. I'm recording this 9:30 a.m. Friday morning. I'm going away for the weekend, so yeah, I haven't really got a chance to listen to new music. We're going to be talking about the new music that dropped this week, but I haven't really got a chance to listen yet. Because I'm going away for the weekend, I have to get this done now because I'll be leaving in a little bit. And there's going to, if you're watching the video version on YouTube or Spotify, there's going to be no fancy graphics this week just because I got to get this shit done. And yeah, but we fucking live, man. A little bit of Beneath the Dirt news. I no longer have access to my Instagram page. I'm working on getting it back. So if you do receive or see that a Roanbone account is following you, that is me. I can't log into my Instagram account through the app. I could still post, message, everything through this app that Facebook has that controls Facebook and Instagram, but I can't actually get into the app right now because of two-factor authentication. I fucking had to reset my password. I lost my two-factor fucking bullshit. It's a whole bunch of nonsense, man. I'm trying to get it back so I can log back into the actual app, but I should be able to still post on there. I could still message on there. I just don't have access to the Instagram. So again, if you get a follow request or you see something that says Beneath the Dirt backup page, that is in fact me. My account wasn't hacked. I didn't click any fucking weird links or anything like that. It's just my own dumbass fucked up and lost access to my own Instagram account. And we all know how it could be a motherfucking pain in the ass to regain access to your shit once you're out, but we'll see how it goes. I'll keep y'all updated on that. But let's get into it, man. Like I said, we got no graphics this week. If you're watching on YouTube, we got a bunch of new music to talk about this week. First up, let's talk about Bukshot. His new album, When Hell Freezes, right? Is that what it's called? When Hell Freezes is out now. It's up on Apple Music. It's up on Spotify. If you haven't checked it yet, go peep it. I definitely plan on checking this album out over the weekend while I'm out and about. We got features from Ala Zoli Lou, Low Key, Stevie Stone, Super Famous Funtime Guys, Loon Squad, and the Underground Avengers. Again, limited edition hard copies might still be available. I don't know if they are actually still available or not. But yeah, new EP from Bukshot is out now. And I gotta say, man, when it comes to pressing up CDs and shit, man, a lot of people could just learn from what Bukshot is doing. Big names, smaller names, everybody can learn from the merch game that Bukshot is doing right now. Like, I honestly feel like this dude's merch game is just top notch right now. But his new album, When Hell Freezes, is out right now. Oh, the Horror. Their new album, we were talking about it last week on the show, had no idea when the album was going to be dropping. You can still pre-order the album, even though it was only supposed to be a limited thing. But their new album, The Super Devil Made Me Do It, is out now. In preparation for the show, I did start listening to this album. I only got through the first song and a half. The first song is called No Rules, and to me, it's a funny ass song because it's just, oh, the Horror doing whatever the fuck they want. Every single style you could think of, they're doing it on that song. It's kind of funny, just them kind of showing their range and what they're capable of. And then the second song, Weird Shit, featuring Twisted, which is actually a remix or a remake of Weird Shit off The Devil Made Me Do It, their first EP that they put out. And that was sounding pretty cool. But I haven't got, like I said, man, haven't got a chance to check out the rest of the album or any other music that has come out this week so far. But features on this album: Super Famous Fun Time Guys, Twisted, Monoxide, Madrox, Kung Fu Vampire, a couple others are on here as well. But Oh the Horror's album is out. The only annoying thing about this, if you are a fan of Oh the Horror, you're listening to this, it's not on. They now have, at least on Apple Music, I don't know how it is on Spotify, but on Apple Music, they have 2 different artist pages now. So you might have to do some digging to find it. Where their M&E albums were, this album was not with those albums. It was under a different artist page for Oh the Horror. I don't know if that's something they could fix or not, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know the logistics behind that shit. Probably the same of logging your ass out of Instagram and not being able to regain access to your account like a fucking dummy. So new Oh the Horror. Whitney Peyton put out a new track. I think this one actually came out last week. Didn't talk about it, but she put out a new album or a new song called Takes One to Know One, featuring Futuristic. That's out now. Dropout Kings, Suburban Noise Records own Dropout Kings. They dropped the title track off their upcoming album. It's called Riot Music. The album is slated to come out April 7th. The album looks like it has 13 tracks. They've released 2 singles for it so far. I don't see any features listed on Apple Music as of yet, but that could change because this is a pre-release. So new Dropout Kings. Dropout Kings are the shit, man. You got to peep out Dropout Kings. I'm definitely looking forward to their new album. I was sleeping on them when they first came out. Talked about it at length about how much I slept on those dudes. But if you like rap metal, Dropout Kings is a shit. Krizz Kaliko put out a new song with Futuristic called FML, Fuck My Life. That's out right now. It's been a minute since we heard from Krizz Kaliko. When's the last time we heard from Krizz? Last single he dropped. He dropped one with Sea Lance and Evil Ebenezer in October. So a few months. And then the last single Krizz Kaliko put out by himself was also in October. That was called Energy. Yeah. Krizz Kaliko. His new single featuring Futuristic, FML, is out right now. Another project I wanted to talk about that you could only get via hard copy. DJ Clay dropped the Sidewayz Room Volume 2. If you remember the Sidewayz Room, the first one had that trippy ass cover. I remember being scrolling social media. The shit would be moving when you're scrolling. Same thing with this new album cover that he has. I think this is like on some like EDM type shit from DJ Clay, him just stepping out of the wicked shit realm, doing that EDM type stuff. But you can only get it via hard copy through his merch website. So DJ Clay, the Sidewayz Room Volume 2 is out via hard copy. Go cop that shit if you haven't copped it already. Let's get into probably the main news story of the week. This is probably going to be a short episode this week. I apologize. But the main news story this week, Violent J is back. Violent J, we were talking about it last week. You know, Whoa, the Weeping Weirdo was supposed to drop at Hollow Wicked. Violent J had announced a new solo album called Bloody Sunday that was supposed to drop on Black Friday. And then, you know, the passing of his girlfriend happened, and it's been really quiet on the ICP side of things pretty much since then. We've had a couple merch drops and whatnot, but as far as music and them being up on social media and shit, just ain't happening as of yet. But Violent J did take to social media last week saying, I'm back up in this bitch. It's 2023 up in this motherfucker, Lovin's mother, brother. I read that wrong, but you get the point. He said, quit playing, y'all. It's time to rock this son of a bitch. My new solo album, Bloody Sunday, drops Juggalo Weekend. Heat. Oh, yeah, another thing, hit me up on Instagram at violentj.icp. If you're not already following Violent J on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, Violent J's Bloody Sunday drops Juggalo Weekend. We don't have an official Juggalo Weekend announcement yet. No idea when Juggalo Weekend will be happening, other than the fact that it'll probably be happening on Juggalo Weekend. Where, when, we don't know. But Bloody Sunday is coming out. And I said this when the album was first announced, when the first two singles got released at Hallowicked. The first single was released at the Bloody Sunday show, and then the second single was released at Hallowicked. I said if he's dropping two singles, announcing the release date, the album is done. I think what we're gonna get is the album that was. I think what we're gonna get on Juggalo Weekend is the same album that we were gonna get on Black Friday. If that makes sense. That should make sense, right? It's not too fucking complicated. I think the album's been done and everything just got pushed back because of life events and all that shit. But yeah, Violent J's Bloody Sunday is dropping Juggalo Weekend. You know, outside of Wizard of the Hood, solo Violent J hasn't been the best Violent J. And he's acknowledged it in interviews where he says, you know, he puts his full focus into ICP, and his solo stuff that he's put out has always kind of suffered because of it. Now, Wizard of the Hood is a fucking certified classic. Granted, there's features on damn near every song on that album, but there is a dope Violent J album, and it is Wizard of the Hood. The Shining has a couple songs that are okay. The Brother EP, yeah, there's like one or two songs off that EP. But we'll see how this Bloody Sunday project turns out. The first two singles were just okay to me. We had one that was pretty much a sequel to the Dead one off Ringmaster. Like, it was the same samples, same sounds, and all that shit. Produced by Mike E. Clark. We know ICP's back working with Mike E. Clark. Mike E. Clark produced the Pug Ugly EP. You know, we're still waiting for Woe the Weeping Weirdo. Maybe that will drop Juggalo Weekend as well. Because if you remember, Shaggy said on the Shaggy and Creep show the week before Hallowicked that Woe was going to be dropping at Hallowicked. So I have to assume that's done. He said it was going to be dropping at Hallowicked. So I have to assume that's done as well, just waiting for a release. I think, you know, a couple months has gone by since everything has happened with Lainey. You know, Shaggy quit the Shaggy and the Creep show. He was on the Talks Hit podcast. We were talking about it last week. He's starting up the Shaggy show. He needed to take a break for his own mental health and all that. I think Juggalo Weekend is creeping up. I think it's about that time where we're going to start seeing more shit coming from the ICP camp. The Bloody Sunday album. Woe the Weeping Weirdo. Who knows if they're going to put out anything else. Trying to think what else they usually got going this time of year. They don't usually announce gathering shit for another couple months. But yeah, Violent J's back. And I hope he's doing good, man. I really hope he's doing good. And keeping it with Violent J. You know, Violent J made the rounds this week from an Instagram comment that he left on NECRO's page. If you know NECRO, the death rap rapper, MC, I should say. That was the genre I was trying to figure out last week when talking about Mr. Hyde. It's called death rap. And NECRO had made a post. He posted up a video, an 8-minute long rant about how If you're not buying merch or buying the actual music from the artist, you're not an actual supporter of said artist. NECRO actually posted, he said, check this fly NECRO rant about fans supporting and how they should support in 2023. Much love to the fans that do buy my merch constantly. Love y'all, and DM door is always open to you to holla. The rest of y'all that don't support how I feel, the rest of y'all that do not support how I feel, support should be done. Keep it moving. Don't message me. I'm way too busy working on my goals to entertain. First off, NECRO is not typing in all caps anymore. Like, I don't follow NECRO anymore, but he's not typing in all caps anymore. Like, this dude used to type in all caps all the time, but I guess he ain't that angry anymore. There's a couple words in here that are in all caps, but yeah. Basically, the video was NECRO saying you're not a real supporter if you don't constantly buy the artist's merchandise or music. Violent J left the comment, said, fucking right. That was motherfucking well said. Let these hoes know. Support or deport, motherfucker. Don't come around here juffing with that bullshit freeloading. Bitch, buy or buy. What the fuck, man? You spoke the gospel, NECRO, brother. That shit was spoken like a poet. God damn it. Dope. Now, I've seen some people take offense to this shit. I've seen nobody take the artist side on this shit. I think it goes both ways. I think if you are a true supporter, you will buy that person's merch. You will buy that person's music to show support if you actually support. Now, I understand some people ain't got the money like that to be buying all the merch drops and buying all the music. You know, there's so much music out there. Do I think the person should buy the merch and music to be considered a supporter? No. I get where NECRO and Violent J are coming from with this, though. This is their way of making a living, supporting their families. And this goes with all artists. You know, it ain't just limited to these two. So yeah, this is their livelihood. This is, you know, how they make ends meet and all that shit. Merch drops and all that stuff. The streams are cool, but it's pennies on the dollar per stream. Actually, a percentage of a penny per stream. And you have to get so many fucking streams to even make a halfway decent living. So I get where they're coming from, but on the other hand, it's like, bruh, don't be on here telling fucking people that they need to buy shit. Like I said, people are not everybody's in the spot where they can be out buying and supporting shit. It's just not like that for everybody. You know? Some people only have the means to go on YouTube and stream the music on YouTube because YouTube is free. Apple Music ain't free. I think Spotify is free, but if you don't have like a paid account with Spotify, you have they throw in random songs. They don't even play the song that you pick. I've tried listening to Spotify, but I just use Apple Music because that's what I pay for. So I get where they're coming from. I don't think they're necessarily wrong for saying it. I just think that I don't want to say being insensitive is the word, because everybody's too fucking sensitive nowadays, right? Everybody's too fucking sensitive. And myself included at times, probably. I watched some of my clips from, you know, older episodes or whatever, and I'm like, man, I was being a little bitch. What's wrong with me? Everybody's fucking sensitive these days. Well, crybaby ass motherfuckers, man. Myself included. But yeah, it's just, I get where they're coming from. I'm not mad at it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand where they're coming from. And then Bukshot actually made a post, and I have to assume it's not in direct response But Bukshot had posted up on social media, if you ever bought a CD from my web store, shared a link, streamed a song, used one of my logos in your bio or social page, wore a t-shirt that I gave away at a show, or even just complimented an album I created, I just want you to know that I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You don't have to spend one penny with me to be a fan or supporter. It does help make it easier to keep doing this, but it is not required. Seriously, though, thank you for letting me float along with you on this journey. It's not even close to being done. Float on. I love you all. 100 emoji. So contrary to what Violent J and NECRO were saying, that to be a supporter, you have to buy the merch. Bukshot is saying that's not the case, at least with him. And he did acknowledge, although if you do buy shit, it does make it easier. Like I said, livelihood, man. It's how they feed their families. It's how they pay their bills. It's their job, right? I think we take that shit for granted. I think we take anybody that creates something, whether it be musicians, artists that draw, paint, whatever, the time that they put into these creations, you know, to get compensated for it and to make a living on it rather than having to go to a cubicle every day or a fucking warehouse somewhere and do some backbreaking labor, you know, construction, whatever. This is their living. This is how they make a living. They're living out their fucking dreams. But Bukshot's saying it's not required to buy the merch. It's like, even if you show support by just a like or just liking a song or an album, complimenting on it, whatever, that's good enough. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong either. I don't think anybody's wrong in this equation. But I saw a lot of people upset at Violent J for that comment. And while I get it, he has every right to feel that way. It makes sense to me. You know, everybody will bring up the money hungry. How much fucking money does he need? I mean, once you live a certain lifestyle, you have to maintain that certain lifestyle. I think that's one thing people don't understand. Yeah, a motherfucker might have a shitload of money, but it's all relative. You know, somebody that's renting out an apartment, you know, making $30K a year is living their lifestyle within their means versus where a motherfucker saying makes $1 million a year, owns a big ass house, has bigger bills, has fancy cars and all that shit because they have the money, so they're living within their means. It's just, it's all relative, right? They're living with within their means, and they have to support their lifestyle that they've established. Not saying Violent J has a fancy ass fucking lifestyle. I don't fucking know. Don't really care, to be honest. But I'm just saying it's all relative. This is how they make their living and all that shit. And again, I think if you just go on fucking YouTube and stream, you're still supporting. They still get revenue off that shit. It might not be as much as when you buy a shirt or something like that, or buy a ticket to a show, buy merch at the show. It's still supporting. Regardless, you shouldn't feel less than if you're not spending money on said artist. I might be contradicting myself like a motherfucker, bouncing all over the place on this topic, but I'll see when I'll see when I go back and listen to this. But you don't have to spend money to support an artist. And I can see why this would put somebody off from wanting to fuck with you in general. If a motherfucker just don't want to spend the money, ain't got the money to spend, whatever. You know, you put people off by saying shit like this too. This is what it is. Like I said, I see both sides, man. I see the artist side of this shit, and I see the fan side of this shit. Because I mean, I'm a fan, right? Me personally, I wasn't too upset about it. I kind of laughed at it because I saw it for what it was, and I knew people were going to be pissed off about it. But yeah, support or don't, or get the fuck out, right? According to NECRO and Violent J. I don't think that's how it works, though. Yeah. All right. Let's keep it going here. Lyte had made a post last week talking about two new projects. Two new projects are getting wrapped up as he's typing this and about to drop on the world. The Game Ain't Safe, aka Gas by Monstar Click, the whole label as a collective, and another full-length album called Full Force by yours truly, Lyte. Y'all ready or what? PS new video done, about to drop. Gas, no breaks. So Lyte is dropping some new shit. He's got a new album in the works. He's got a label album in the works. I saw a clip of the video that he's dropping for I think is the first single off the Monstar album, the Monstar family album. He's got Project Born, Straight Jacket. There's a dude in the video. I have to look this up. There's a dude that looks like the Scarecrow from Batman that's on Monstar Entertainment. I don't know the dude's name. I could have done a little bit more research, but I don't know. There's a dude that looks like the fucking Scarecrow from Batman in the preview of that fucking video. So yeah. Lyte just dropped Metamorphosis last year. He's coming back with a new album after he was gone for damn near 5 years, or it might have been 5 years since he dropped the Psychopathic Monstar AP, then Metamorphosis. I don't know why I keep saying Morphous. But yeah, Lyte's back with Monstar, getting ready to drop new shit. Who's all on the label off the top of my head? Schizo, Straight Jacket, Project Born, and Scarecrow Guy is all on the Monstar Entertainment label. Another thing I keep seeing, Ouija Macc is teasing his new album that will be coming out at some point. I don't know when. He did just drop The Hideous Project with Golden BSP. And he keeps teasing this new album called Detritus. Hashtag Detritus is coming. I had to Google it to hear the pronunciation of it because I've never heard that word in my life. But if you look up the definition of detritus, organic matter produced by the decomposition of organisms. That's fucking hard. Shout out to Ouija Macc knowing the dictionary and knowing big words that I don't know. So the next Ouija Macc album, Detritus, he's been posting clips up on social media of songs off what I'm going to assume is off Detritus. And it's coming, man. Like, Ouija is a motherfucker that just doesn't slow down. He dropped, 3 projects last year, already dropped one this year. Detritus is on the way. Dark Planet is in the distance. We can fucking feel it. The end is coming soon. I'm hyped. New Ouija, his new album, Detritus. Again, the definition, organic matter produced by the decomposition of organisms. If that doesn't fucking get you hyped for Dark Planet, god damn. I love this whole storyline that Ouija Macc is putting together with all the elements leading into Dark Planet and all the shit in between. He's saying that Detritus is going to have albums within the albums. I don't know what he's going to do, but it sounded like Detritus is going to be a wild-ass release. He's saying you got to pay attention to the music, and there's going to be a whole bunch of different stuff woven into the music. I don't know what's going on with it. He's only just releasing little teaser bits of information. Yeah. New Ouija is on the way. We talked about Lyte. We talked about Violent J. I wanted to talk about the Beneath the Dirt playlist, the Weekly Bumps playlist. Last week I said I was going to be keeping all new songs on the playlist going forward to build up a huge playlist. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing that. My bad for that. I'm just going to keep it how I've been doing it. Just updating the playlist every week with new songs and taking those songs off the following week and just putting up new songs. It's not going to change. Like I said, it was. I'm just going to keep it going the way it is. And the Beneath the Dirt Weekly Bumps playlist has been updated. It's up there, available now. All the new songs I talked about this week are up there, plus a whole bunch of classics from Nadas, Twisted, Shaggy, Jay, Redman, Snoop's on there, Mad Child, Gangsta Boo, rest in peace. Whole bunch of people on there. But let's keep it going with some upcoming news. Lex the Hex Master announced his new single, Money Back, will be dropping on the 17th, which is, let's see, tomorrow, Tuesday, the 17th. Lex the Hex Master dropping his new single, Money Back. Scum announced he's dropping a new single with Lyte called Cold One. I don't know if this is the first time we got Scum and Lyte on a track together, but they got a new track called Cold One, I believe is maybe dropping next week, or this Friday. And Mercules and Twista, produced by C-Lance, the next single, or the first single off C-Lance's upcoming album, featuring Mercules and Twista, called Bars of Death, drops this Friday as well. Yeah, what else we got here for news? Super Famous Fun Time, guys. They're doing the Super Famous Super Show 3. Going down in Youngstown, Ohio, Saturday, March 25th. All ages. Featuring Super Famous Fun Time guys, a la Zuli Lou, SON, McNasty, Donnie Menace, Dirty, fucking The Hooligans, and a few others. Keegan Grimm. I can't read the other fucking names. Make your logos easier to read, please. Underground artists and just people out there in general. Make your shit easier to read. Or maybe I'm just going fucking blind. But yeah. Short episode this week. I appreciate everybody that's fucking tuned in. Much love. I appreciate the fuck out of y'all. And I hope y'all have a good week. I'm out. Peace.